This week's question comes from a parishioner, and it's one that I never ever get tired of addressing because it's a question that's present in my life almost all of the time. The question is, how do I understand the destiny of deceased family members, deceased loved ones? With the church's teaching on the last four things, on death, on judgment, on heaven, and on hell. And I think that as we consider all of these things, and we really should consider them often, first of all, remember that God's desire for any soul, the only reason God created anybody's soul at all, is in order to share his divine life with that soul. And so, and if that were not God's enduring desire, that person would never have been created. So we can thank God for the gift of life and thank God for the gift of life of a particular person, even though that life has ended here on earth. Secondly, we can remember from the church's liturgy for funerals and for memorial masses for the deceased that we are praying for two things when we pray those prayers. We are praying first for the repose of the soul of the one who has died, and understanding that every time we pray for the repose of a person's soul, we become a source of encouragement and support for that person in the hour of death, regardless of when that prayer occurs. And so we can certainly continue to pray for the repose of the soul of the loved ones who have died. The second major purpose of the church's liturgy for funerals is that we pray for ourselves. We pray that as we continue to live with the grief that we experience with the loss of a loved one, we pray that God will grant us his consolation and his peace, and increase our confidence that when our loved ones do pass into heaven, they first thank God for having been chosen as one of God's own, and then they proceed with interceding for us. That when the hour of death comes for us, that we will do the same. That we will see Jesus, we will recognize him, we will run to him and throw our arms around him and tell him again how much we love them. It's also probably important to note that the church's teaching on purgatory has developed over time. There was a very clear sense at one point in time that purgatory was for a particular duration, and that you sort of rack up time in purgatory on the grounds of how you lived your life while you were here on earth. The church teaches now that purgatory is not so much a question of duration as it is a question of intensity. So it's not really a question of, do I spend a year in purgatory or 1,000 years in purgatory? It's more a question of how intense is the experience of purification that purgatory is leading up to, by the grace of God, being admitted into heaven. So, in these things and in all things, remember God is who he says he is, you are who he says you are, and live the life that he made you to live.